I'd like to welcome everybody to the Cerritos Parks and Recreation meeting today. First, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Kathy, will you lead us?
Sure. If you'll please stand. Face the flag, right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll do roll call.
Commissioner Camargo,
Here.
Commissioner De Leon,
Here.
Commissioner Iglesias,
Here.
Vice Chair Patnaik,
Here.
and Chair Potter.
Here. Next, we have public comments. Do we have any public comments? Presentations? Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Chair. We have two presentations this month. Candidates for the Employee of the Month Award are nominated by administrative staff in the Recreation Services Division. Individuals who have put forth the effort to further enhance the division's goal of providing the highest quality programs and service to the community are presented with this award. Tonight, we will recognize two employees for the month of April. Please come forward when your name is called. Esteban Alvarez. Esteban Alvarez is being recognized for his exceptional contributions at the Cerritos Ironwood 9 Golf Course during the month of April. He played a vital role in the success of several youth golf programs and activities demonstrating dedication, professionalism, and a genuine passion for youth development. During the Youth Sports Spring Break Golf Clinic and Tournament, Esteban's impact as an instructor was praised by both participants and parents. His patient, positive demeanor created a welcoming and supportive environment, allowing young golfers to build fundamental skills while having fun. In addition to his instructional role, Esteban has taken on the responsibility of mentoring new staff. He leads by example, sharing his knowledge and instilling a strong work ethic in others. His leadership and commitment to excellence continues to elevate the quality of programming. Congratulations, Esteban.
Everybody. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Again.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Ashley Carrera. Ashley Carrera is being recognized as an outstanding team member whose dedication and expertise have made a remarkable impact at the Cerritos Sports Complex. Throughout the month of April, Ashley consistently demonstrated exceptional customer service, going above and beyond to ensure a welcoming and positive experience for everyone she interacted with. In addition to her commitment to service, she took the initiative to plan and successfully execute the organized play soccer program for children 5 to 13. Drawing from her strong background in youth sports, Ashley successfully led the program, ensuring high-quality instruction and a well-structured experience for the young athletes. Her passion for teamwork, mentorship, and community engagement has not only enriched the program, but also inspired those around her. Congratulations, Ashley.
Now we'll go on to public comments.
Thank you, Ms. Chair. This item is available for members of the public to comment on any items that is not on the agenda. We do have one public comment card received from Mr. Teddy Lloyd.
Good evening. Boy, I'm so excited. I'm able to talk to with City of Cerritos Parks and Recreation Commission members. First of all, I'm sure you know me. I've been pushing for pickleball courts for our city. Cerritos is by far, and I've said it many times, it's the city started pickleball for all the surrounding cities. Now the other cities are catching up. So now we are, just recently I found out that the Liberty Park got 8 more pickleball courts occupying the 2 tennis courts. And then very soon, CPE will also have 4 occupying the tennis court. I believe this is the first time for the city of Cerritos converting a tennis court for pickleball court, whereas many other cities have all done so quite a bit. And then because of that, I've always analyzed, followed what they're doing, and then all this. So because Liberty Park, the 8 pickleball courts just opened recently, I would say maybe about 3 weeks ago. And a few things I definitely would like to see the city of Cerritos may make some adjustments and changes. Number one, the hours of operation. Because right now, the hours of opening for those 8 courts from 10 in the morning until 8 at night. Well, most likely that's when the staff starts working and then they close down. But you miss out the prime time in the morning. Usually, many of the senior citizens and many of the people, they will go to Liberty Park early in the morning. And then by the time 10 o'clock, especially in the summer, by 10, 11, the weather gets hot, people go home. So please, can we make that the courts open not at 10, but make it open at 7 or maybe 6:30? How about let this maintenance staff open it? That would be so good, because many of the players asking me, and I kept telling them, hey, why do you ask me? Why didn't you go ask the city of Cerritos, okay? And also at nighttime, the office closes at 8, and then by the time they close, the Liberty Park is by far very attractive because it gets a lot of people, and then people stay on, and then please can you make a closing at 10? Now, if the city is concerned about how do you get the staff working, I get ideas. I'll be more than happy to share that with the city. Since I only have 5 minutes, I don't want to take up any of the time. Okay, so I hope that the city of Cerritos will make that adjustment, change that, as well as apply that to the CPE. Hopefully very soon you will be 4 pickleball courts also. And I believe the office opens again at 10, close at maybe 8 o'clock. Okay, so another suggestion I have for the city to consider is that city of La Palma has Central Park, which is a small park. And then they also converted a tennis court because they only have 2 tennis courts. Whereas we Cerritos, we got a lot more tennis courts. And then out of the 2, I follow that. And I've been studying and then checking that out of the 2 tennis courts, 1 converted into just like Liberty Park, or rather Liberty Park may be copying Central Park or vice versa. And then they don't even close it down, okay? And so an example out there can clearly show to the city of Cerritos that it will work very well. And then if the city is concerned about protecting those movable permanent nets, I got ideas. I can share that with the city, how that can be solved easily, okay? And then as far as lighting goes, city of La Palma changed the lighting for the Central Park. And I looked at, of course, it's going to cost a lot more money for the city. They spend, and I can easily find what the cost to the city would be. But for the Liberty Park and also for CPE, it's merely adjusting those light bulbs, okay? And then I studied that, and I found out that if the city would just have the electrician adjust it, the lighting for those pickleball courts at Liberty Park, the old tennis courts 5 and 6, would be great. It would be excellent. and then the city won't have to spend any money in getting new LED lights and all that. So again, I'd like to provide that information. I'll be happy to work with our city because I've been living in Cerritos for a number of years, and since my parents bought our house, and now we got several houses in Cerritos. So I do care about city of Cerritos. And then I am excited that the city of Cerritos is moving forward with more pickleball courts. And then a lot of the details I'll be happy to share with the city. I'll be more than able to provide my time and assistance. No charge to the city. City can have it for free.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Teddy.
Thank you.
Ms. Chair, if I may, I also want to mention that we did not receive any written correspondences by the deadline today.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I think just a comment. I call Mr. Teddy Lloyd the father of pickleball in Cerritos. He's done yeoman service, and being that it's a growing sport, a lot of people show up. In fact, when I started playing pickleball 6 months ago, I had to wait to get my turn in to play in some of these courts. I think maybe we should kind of do a resolution and take it to the council. I think he's got number of issues within his statement. Number one is opening the pickleball courts not from 10 a.m. but have an earlier time. Maybe one of the things we could talk about is maybe over the weekend, at least to begin with. That's when folks like to go there in the morning at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, because at 10 o'clock it's like blazing sun during the summertime. So I do see his point. So that's one thing. Second thing is the lighting as such he mentioned. If there is more voltage, amperage, that is going to adequately lighten up the courts or brighten up the courts much more than what it is now. So I don't know if you want to kind of table a motion here and then take it to the council for.
Well, that decision would have to go to the city council.
Absolutely, but I think as a commission here, we will have to move it to the next level. What do you think, Chair?
Would you guys like to sit there and have it move forward?
Well, I have a question. Is staff able to comment today about the considerations that are made in terms of the scheduling,
Yeah,
so that we can understand the issue a little bit better?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Unfortunately, because it's during public comments, no action can be taken at this time. So it's something that we can consider, but because it wasn't on the agenda, we can't take action.
Although thank you very much, Jill. We can speak to the question about the hours of operation. Mr. Lloyd is correct. We opened the new 8 pickleball courts at Liberty Park by converting 2 tennis courts to dual use. And he is correct. The courts are currently open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. during the park's operating hours. And we're trying this as a trial basis initially. Because they are dual use courts, the nets are on casters. They're very nice, really high quality nets, and they can be moved. And so we are always concerned about theft and public safety. So we want to make sure that those nets stay secured. So as a trial basis, we are just having the courts available, drop in use, first come, first served. And we are planning at this point for the city council did give us direction to convert 1 court at Cerritos Park East to add dual use there as well. And so that court will also have, that'll add 4 more pickleball courts, which is great. It certainly is a very popular, very fun sport. And those courts will also be available on a drop-in, first-come, first-served basis. But we're definitely taking all the community's feedback and looking at how we can best meet their needs and interests. And we do have the other 5 courts at Liberty Park that are available at all times for drop-in use. And those are not fenced, and so they're never locked. They're always available till basically the lights were turned off. And so we are pleased that we do have those 5 additional courts available. But we are definitely going to be looking at how everything works out with the dual use. This is brand new. And we are excited that we are working toward completing the pickleball courts at Liberty Park very soon, and we'll be very happy to make sure we share that information with the commission. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so I have a question. So there are some that are open all the time for them to go in. So if they want to go there at 8 o'clock in the morning, or 7 they could start?
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
Chair Prado. That is correct. We do have an additional 5 courts at Liberty Park that are not fenced, they're not gated, and those are available for drop-in,
Oh,
first
okay.
come, first serve use.
That's very good to know. Thank you for letting us know, Annie.
I just want to comment on the lighting situation. Has anyone looked at that, or has there been any complaints from residents about the lighting?
We have not heard complaints about the lighting, so we can definitely take a look and make sure that all the lights are operational and find out, we can talk to Mr. Lloyd at greater length to find out what his concerns are, and be very happy to follow up with him. Teddy and I have each other's contact information, so we will check on that concern but we have not been made aware of that prior to this evening.
Thank you.
I was just wondering why, excuse me, why the speakers we had seem to think that there are no courts available to play at earlier than 10 o'clock. Because that was your issue, yes.
Can you rephrase your question, please? So at 10 o'clock, we're referring actually to the new 8 dual-use pickleball courts at Liberty Park. Now, Liberty Park currently does have 5 courts. They are not part of the new 8 pickleball courts. The 5, there are actually 3 of them in the middle of the jogging track, another 2 created by the city of Cerritos last year that used to be a picnic area, okay? Now, those, yes, they're open pretty much 24/7, I call that, okay? Because Liberty Park is never closed down, meaning the staff will be closing at 8 and then open the hours of the office at 10 in the morning. I'm referring to the 8 brand-new dual-use pickleball courts occupying the tennis court number 5 and number 6. Those courts, really nice, but then it's closed at 8 o'clock, and then they're open at 10 in the morning, whereas many of the players, after they have tried out for the last 2-3 weeks, they kept asking me, why can't the city make that available earlier, maybe 6:30 or 7? And I say, it's doable. And yet, what's confusing is that you can play tennis on those tennis courts right next to them at 6:30 in the morning. So the tennis courts are open, but the new pickleball courts are closed. And I suspected that main reason is because they may be thinking those new, I call them movable permanent nets. They want to protect them. Well, guess what? I got ideas to protect them that will actually be solvable, okay? And the reason I don't get into a lot of the details, because I'm only at 5 minutes, I can't cover everything in the details. I'll be happy to discuss that, and I'll be happy to share that with the city, and then why those solutions will actually help the city, okay? And then another proposal, I'm going to be speaking to the city council on that. It's why the pickleball courts can generate revenue for our city. Again, that will be another subject for the city council meeting, because I really start thinking all those are very, very beneficial for our city.
Well, thank you, Teddy. For right now, let's table that
Okay,
for another day, okay?
thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice evening.
You too. Okay, number 6, we're on consent calendar. Items listed under the consent calendar are considered routine and will be enacted by one motion.
I so move.
I'll second.
Okay. 6A, approval of minutes. I'll motion to approve the minutes of Thursday, May 1st.
Aye. Go on. Aye.
Do we need to vote?
I thought we were voting.
Yes.
Okay.
Aye.
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 Okay, motion carries 5-0.
7A.
Thank you, Ms. Chair. Item 7A is a review and consideration of an informational review of the Spring Fling and Fireworks Spectacular celebrating the city's 69th anniversary held on April 26, 2025. If I could please direct your attention to the screen. The Spring Fling was held at the Cerritos Sports Complex on Saturday, April 26th from 4 to 8:30 p.m. This one-day event included the following. An Art in the Park booth allowed children to show off their creative side by designing a birthday card to give to the city or a coloring page featuring a birthday cow. A craft station where children could color and design a paper snail and paper plate paddle. Their paper plate paddle could then be used to play a game of paddle tennis. 5 game booths provided children an opportunity to win a piece of candy and a prize, and a fun 360 photo booth was added to this year's event. Food trucks were on hand to offer a variety of dinner and dessert options. The entertainment lineup began with the spring dance recital and community talent showcase. Participants registered in dance and singing classes offered in the 2025 Spring Community Services Program took the stage in their fun and festive costumes. Classes included baby ballet, ballet tap combo, hip-hop dance, and K-pop dance, with participants ages ranging from 3 to 12 years old. Pictured are some of the participants and their instructors. The community talent portion of the showcase featured the Joy of Singing class participants, where students learned the basics of singing. The showcase provided an opportunity to feature the talented dance and vocal instructors, as well as children we have in the community. Additional entertainment throughout the day was provided by the talented youth in our community. Pictured here is a recent Cerritos Resident Talent Showcase participant, as well as the Leal Elementary Dance Drill Team. Our headliner band, Remixified, performed top 40 hits and entertained the crowd. The event culminated with a fireworks display that concluded the celebration of the city's 69th anniversary. In conclusion, the Spring Fling was a success, and we're happy to see resident families celebrating the city's anniversary with us. It is recommended that the Parks and Recreation Commission receive the information provided in the report, receive public comments, receive and file this report. That concludes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Yeah, I do have a question. According to this, to the review, they scaled down the festival to the Spring Fling. Was there any activity that was eliminated, or did they just shorten the time?
Thank you for the question. So since, I guess due to COVID-19, we had cut back this event. And so for the last 3 years, the event has been such that I showed you on the slideshow. Previously, before COVID, the city had done a 3-day festival that was a larger scale event. But due to the conditions of the field at the sports complex, we had just received brand new turf on the fields. We had cut back the scale of the event this year, sorry.
I'd like to say I went to that. I thought it was very enjoyable. Of course, the weather wasn't that great, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. What I would like to know if we could do, I know years past, this used to have that 5K run before this festival. I don't know if you guys are aware that they used to have that years ago. I think maybe that would be something good to put back in as the start of it. I think that would be my opinion, because I think that would be interesting to sit there and put that in just to make it a little bigger and have more people come. Because like I said, the only drawback on this one was the weather. But other than that, I thought the band was fantastic. The fireworks was really good. And everything was just really good. I enjoyed it.
I think the suggestion of Madam Chair to add 5K is very commendable. I would love to see that.
And the process that we would follow, if there is consensus from the commission to explore this option, if there's consensus, we would then come back with an agenda report for you
Okay.
and basically outlining that a commissioner made this suggestion. And then the commission could then vote to ask staff to bring the suggestion to the city council.
Okay.
So at this time, it appears
you
everybody's
guys-
nodding yes.
You have to vote on it.
And this is more of a kind of a consensus item. So if everybody's in agreement and has consensus,
Madam
then
Chair,
we
you
would
want
be
to
happy to
repeat
bring
the-
back a report for you to actually vote on
Okay.
at the next meeting.
Yeah. What do you want? Mind restating the?
Okay, for
yeah.
the spring fling, my
Yeah.
suggestion was something they used to do years ago, and that was they'd start this festival
The 5K.
with a 5K run.
Okay.
What is you guys are in consensus? of-
Absolutely. I mean,
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in favor.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Chair, if I may too, we do need to open the floor for public comments. And then if there are none, we need a motion to receive and file the report. I guess you can also make your motion and then to receive and file.
Okay, I make a motion to receive and file.
Sorry.
Okay, any public comments on this?
none.
I see none. Then I'd like to put this up to receive and file.
I
You want
second.
a second? Oh.
Oh.
Go.
You first.
I will second.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Motion passes. Are we good? Yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, now we are on 7B.
Thank you, Ms. Chair. Item 7B is the review and consideration of an informational review of the 2025 Women's Day Luncheon held at the Cerritos Senior Center. Community Services Supervisor Jesse Zavala will be providing that report this evening. Mr. Zavala?
Thank you, Ms. Soda. If I could please direct the commission's view to the screen, please. All right, so for item 7B, this is a review and consideration of our women's luncheon that was held last month. So our women's luncheon was held on Friday, May 9th from 1 to 3:30. The cost was $15 a person, and the theme for this year was Sweet Friendships. This was just a picture of our luncheon layout. The entire room was utilized to accommodate 192 guests. This event sold out in a record-breaking 15 minutes. As part of the tradition that this luncheon carries, we received donations such as toiletries and gift cards. They were collected and donated to Precious Life Shelter of Los Alamitos. Life Shelter is an emergency, transitional, and single-parent efficiency program providing a safe environment for the pregnant woman with no place to live. For lunch, we were able to cater from gatherings and stuff. Food consisted of turkey croissants, potato salads, mixed salads, fruit, lemonade, coffee, and water, and desserts consisted of a variety of bite-sized snacks. During lunch, we also were able to provide some photo opportunities and able to pass those out as well. This luncheon also consisted of a live performance from an Elvis Presley impersonator. This was the feature performer at our luncheon, captivating guests with his iconic voice and electrifying stage presence. He also walked around the crowd to provide more of an intimate performance. And we received some positive feedback from this as well. Part of our decoration surrounding the facility was a lot of posters similar to the ones on the screen regarding friendships, just to provide a little touch to our luncheon. And we just wanted to show some on the screen. And that concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
I have a
You
question.
may have.
Yeah, question. Is this event the Women's Day luncheon? This is held every year.
Held every year.
Every year.
And it's a bit of like a Mother's Day celebration, but we kind of put it towards a women's luncheon in general to generalize it.
Okay. And is this limited only to women seniors, or is this open to women in general?
It is open to women seniors ages 50 and up.
So were these ladies mainly from the city of Cerritos, or they were from outlying cities also?
Yeah, mainly from city of Cerritos. I would say about 85 to 90% of them were residents, and a lot of our regulars that attend our regular programming at the facility.
Oh, great. Well, I like the pictures, Jesse. Great pictures.
Thank you.
Jesse, it was totally different having Elvis out there. I was there. I invited some of the soccer moms that I know. They had a blast. It was the funniest thing, and I really enjoyed it. Also, something you forgot to bring up was the Pen Pal luncheon, and that also was a big success, you know? So I want to congratulate you guys for doing such a great job with both.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. The Pen Pal Luncheon was part of our SPICE program. It's kind of our end of the year celebration. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, I'm already sitting there and getting people to sit there and sign up for that because I know we were a little short this year.
Thank you.
So thank you for that. Okay, reports. We're on 8.
Mr. Chair, if I may, we still need to open the floor to public comments
Any public comments on this presentation?
and receive and file the report.
Seeing none, we'll sit there and file and report.
In favor? Yeah. Make a motion. Make a motion.
I'll motion to file and report.
I second. You got to vote.
Okay?
Start with me. Aye.
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 Okay, now we're on 8A.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Chair. Recreation Services Administrator Stephanie Lynn will be providing an update on upcoming recreation services programs and events, followed by Community Services Supervisor Jesse Zavala with an update on senior services. Ms. Lynn?
Thank you, Ms. Toda. Chairperson Prado, members of the commission. The Recreation Services Division will be offering a wide range programs during the months of June and July. On Saturday, June 7th, Cerritos Park East will host a teen workshop focusing on organization and time management. This free workshop is available to teenagers ages 13 to 18 and provides teens with insight on how being organized can improve productivity, focus, and reduce stress. Register for Storytime Creations at Liberty Park for 5 to 8-year-olds. This 5-week class takes place from Friday, June 27th to August 1st, running from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Participants will listen to stories and use their imagination and creativity to create crafts related to the tale. The cost is $18 for residents and $27 for non-residents. A variety of fun and exciting camps for all ages will be offered throughout the summer. They include Summer Vacation Day Camp, Itsy Bitsy Camp, Mad Science Camp, Triple Threat Theater Camp, Summer Chess Camp, as well as youth basketball and soccer camps. This year's Summer Family Entertainment Showcase is set to begin in June. These free, family-oriented events provide an ideal opportunity for family bonding and community interaction. Tuesday Family Nights kicks off on Tuesday, June 10th at Frontier Park with a performance by Megan the Bubbleologist. The show begins at 6:30 p.m. Each program will last approximately 45 minutes and will have a pre-show craft, game, or activity from 6 to 6:20 p.m. Please arrive early and bring a blanket for seating. Thursday Concerts Under the Stars debuts on Thursday, June 12th with Upstream, a steel drum reggae band. Concerts begin at 7 p.m. and are outside on the lawn. It does get chilly, so bring a jacket. The 52nd annual Let Freedom Ring celebration will take place on Friday, July 4th at the Cerritos Civic Center. Festivities begin at 4 p.m. and will feature free musical entertainment, rides, game booths, and food trucks. The evening will culminate with a fireworks show at Cerritos High School at 9 p.m. Pre-sale all-day ride wristbands will only be available through Thursday, July 3rd at 4 p.m. and can be purchased at the Recreation Services counter at City Hall. The cost is $45. Wristbands will not be sold the day of the event. Little Ones Hours Vacation Vibes will be held on Tuesdays, July 8th through the 22nd at Cerritos Park East from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. for 3 to 5-year-olds. Participants will enjoy fun-filled hours of craft, games, and stories. The cost is $18 for residents and $27 for non-residents. On Saturday, July 12th, Heritage Park will host the Parent-Child Picnic Play Day. This program will provide participants with an opportunity to play games and activities while enjoying a picnic lunch at the park. Adult participation is required, and the program is scheduled from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cost is $11 for residents and $17 for non-residents. On Friday, July 18th, kids are invited to participate in Half Pints Night, titled A Dragon's Tale. Children 3 to 5 years of age will participate in a variety of themed activities from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at Liberty Park. Resident registration is $10 and $15 for non-residents. To learn more about these activities, please refer to the Community Services Program. You may also contact the Recreation Services Division at 562-916-1254 for more information. This will conclude my report. My colleagues and I would be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Stephanie, for that presentation. I have a question on your summer camps. Is there a price on that? A cost?
Thank you for your question. The price varies on the type of camp that people register for.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Any questions?
You know, the 4th of July is almost like a cookie cutter, and the staff does a wonderful job of doing it. It's like a boilerplate, right? But I think, nonetheless, I don't know, you still have these long lines of people waiting to get the food from the food trucks. Is there any kind of solution? Is there, like, you want to add more food trucks? Because, it's like by the time you get your burger or something, it takes almost like 20, 30 minutes. So is there a possibility to add more trucks, food trucks?
Thank you for the question. We do have 16 trucks this year. A lot of the lines, I guess, is a plus because we have so many people visiting our event. So we do have the constraints of the layout and how many can fit. But I think it's just because our event is so visited that it makes it extremely difficult for obviously some of the trucks.
No, it's a good problem to have for the
problem to have,
trucks.
yes.
At least they can make money, right?
Yes.
And rather than increasing the number from 16 to maybe 22 and then they don't make the money. But no, it's good. But, I've felt it that way. So I'm just expressing that. Thank you.
My expression would be on the parking. If you want to get out of there, you're like there for 45 minutes just to get out. But thank you for the presentation. Jesse?
Thank you. I'll be reporting on some items from the Senior Center. So we just wanted to remind the community some of the services that we offer, such as notary services. They operate the second and fourth Thursday of the month from 10 a.m. to noon. This is an appointment only, and patrons must have documents prepared. Services are from Care Patrol, and if you would like to make an appointment, please contact the Cerritos Senior Center at 562-916-8550. We also have Care Management, which is geared towards residents only. Every Wednesday from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. They provide services for resources for homebound, in-home care, and home-delivered meals. And these services are from the HSA. We also offer the HSA lunch program Monday through Friday from noon to 1 p.m. They provide daily hot lunches. To join, please stop by and speak to our lunch program manager to fill out an intake or call 562-916-8555. We also offer a Meals on Wheels program for those who cannot attend. We provide Meals on Wheels provides home delivered meals, hot meals, and a reassuring, friendly visit. For more information, please call the Cerritos Senior Center at 562-916-8550. For seniors looking to get more involved, we also cater to a wide variety of organizations. We have some such as the Cerritos Chinese American Seniors, Cerritos Folk Dancers, Cerritos Ivy Club, and many more. To get a list and to get contacts for the presidents of each group, please visit our front counter at the Cerritos Senior Center or give us a call at 562-916-8550. We also offer fitness center memberships. They're available for residents ages 50 and older. The fee is $50 a year, and you must complete a waiver and provide proof of residency. When we're closed, you're also able to use that membership at the Liberty Park or Cerritos Park East Swim Center. We would like our seniors to please keep their eye out for flyers and sign-up dates for excursions during the summer. We're going to make a trip to the Pageant of the Masters on July 30th. And in September, we will be going to an Angel game. A few of our drop-in programs consist of ping pong, which is held on Tuesday and Thursdays from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. and Fridays from 7:30 to 10:30 a.m. We also have a tech workshop for seniors who are interested in increasing their knowledge of technology on computers. They could bring their phones, laptops, tablets, anything they have questions on, and that's held every Tuesday at 3 p.m. We have our senior walking group. This is the volunteer-led program. It's a great way to meet new people, socialize, and exercise. The course starts at our patio in the back of the senior center for stretching, goes around the Cerritos Regional Park, and then makes its way back. These are held on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. For more information on programs and activities, we encourage our seniors in the community to stop by in person. Give us a call at the Cerritos Senior Center at 562-916-8550, or please visit our website at cerritos.gov and click on the Senior Services tab located in the middle of the homepage. That concludes my report, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Jesse, for that report. Now, you said on July 3rd, what's the trip that you have scheduled?
Thank you for the question. It'll be Wednesday, July 30th, and it's Pageant of the Masters. It's held in Laguna, I believe it's Laguna.
Yeah, Laguna Beach area.
Yes, and it'll be held at 8:30 p.m., so it will be an evening excursion. Probably head out around 8 p.m. to avoid traffic. And we're still working on the flyer, which should be finishing in the next week or so with the
Okay,
sign-up dates information.
and the second one's going to be an Angel game?
Yeah, Angel game on Wednesday, September 10th, and that'll be a day game. But we did make sure to get seats located in the shade.
Perfect. That's very good. I also want to say that people really enjoyed the Ronald Reagan Museum that they went to. You know, the library. They really had a great time. The only thing they didn't like having to sit in traffic, but they said, do you guys ever have any trips on Saturday?
Thank you for the question. We tend to keep our excursions during the week, but that's something that we could definitely visit. Yeah, I did hear about the traffic on the way back. We're happy that our bus had not only a restroom located on the bus, but it was also air conditioned.
Right.
So that helped a little bit.
Yeah, they did have a good time, but like I said, I did get asked because they would have liked to stay longer. And so they said, don't they ever do this on Saturday also? And I said, I'll ask.
I'll definitely bring that up to the team, see what we could do.
Well, thank you, Jesse, for the report. Anybody else?
I have a question, Jesse. You mentioned about the notary services. Is that free or they charge like $15 per signature? I think in one of the meetings you said it is a free service.
Yes, free service.
Wow.
Yeah, and after the previous meeting that we had, I confirmed now with our human services coordinator. That's correct.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jesse, just a question on the pageant of the Masters. How much will it cost someone who's interested in going to that?
And so right now they're finalizing the details. We definitely placed a hold with the vendor. So right when we secure the tickets, we'll be able to provide the pricing. We're working on the flyer right now. We should have the information within the next week or so. I could definitely report back on that. Thank you.
Any public comments on anything on this? Okay. So we'll close. We'll go to 8B, reports from Parks and Recreation members. you guys have anything you would like to speak on?
You know, it was a very interesting kind of an article, and it came on the news about, you know, the ranking of the parks, you know, and of course, the number one park in the country was Washington, D.C. But one of the cities that kind of figured in the top 10 was Irvine. And of course, when I was reading that article, they attributed a lot of attributes as such, a lot of KPIs, uh, proximity to the park, how much green is there in the park, the facilities in the park, the type of services that they provide. Um, and of course, Irvine stood in the, I think it was number 2 or number 3. But again, my comment or my question here to the staff is there any kind of matrix or any kind of KPIs that we make? And of course, we cannot compare with Irvine, right? I mean, we are a small city, relatively small compared to Irvine. But is there something that we can compare ourselves as far as the KPIs are concerned vis-a-vis the other cities of the same type of population? Maybe we should start building that, and at some point we should be prepared to share that data, if you will.
Yes, Cerritos is known for having quite extensive green space and recreation services and amenities. And we essentially have worked to meet as stipulated in our municipal code and actually our planning document, the general plan that the city prepares and updates periodically. And so that does kind of define some of our goals and objectives. And so we are known again for being a park-like community and having very extensive services. And we could definitely look at what other types of standards are out there and within local communities. But we do meet everything that is set forth in our general plan in terms of providing ample green space and recreation areas for our residents.
Anybody else?
I have a comment that I'd like to make. As a parent and, someone who's grown up in Cerritos for a really long time, I'd like to relay just an experience that I had as just a resident. It's been my observation, I live really close to Cerritos Park East, that, when fields aren't in use by recreation teams or Frontier Baseball League or whatever, it's been my observation that fields are closed and not available for just, casual use, right? So, for example, if my son and my husband wanted to go and, just pitch on the diamond at CPE, there has been situations where, it's happened to us and we've seen it happen to others where we will go and casually use the diamond, the baseball diamond, and we're asked to leave. And to me, that seems like a really big disservice to our residents. Parks are here for everybody to use. You shouldn't have to sign up for an official, you shouldn't have to pay for a team or register for a program just to be able to use our park space that we as city residents already invest in. And so, things like that. And also, just bringing up the idea of we have so much green space, we have so many fields. I completely understand that there is a cost to maintain them and that they do have to be cared for. But I, would really like for the city to really explore opening up field access, either to soccer fields or baseball fields, to different kinds of use. There's a lot of times where I see fields empty, and I just wish that our, families, our residents, or even if there are organizations that want to come and rent those fields, to me, I think that would be a good use of park space. And I think if city staff were to do an analysis, a cost analysis versus of, maintenance, how much you would charge for those fields or whatever processes are in place, I think it would be a good time to revisit those processes. But, I'm new to the commission, so I'm not really sure how we would get that going. I imagine that we would need to speak with, if we could recommend to council, that council ask staff to maybe do some type of analysis like that. I think that would be a good thing.
Thank you, Commissioner, for your question. So the fields, when they are reserved for community organizations or residents, they are with the intent that they are for family and friend use, instructional use, or the use of, let's say, a resident reserving the field for a team. That comes at a price. So if you are like a resident who has a sports team and are trying to reserve a practice, that is called, I guess, what we would classify as a F group. So a resident fronting for a team would have to make a reservation for a practice, and they have to pay a rate of $15 an hour. They are allowed to make a reservation 3 days in advance, 1 reservation a week. And that is a city policy that the council approved. If you and your family just wanted to go out there and play on the baseball field at CP, that is okay. It's when there's instruction and a large group of kids where someone may be profiting from the use of the field is where the city would step in and ask you to stop conducting a practice without a reservation. So it depends on what it looks like at the time, what the staff sees. I myself have went to every facility and conducted a field workshop with the staff to explain to them the different equipment and supplies that maybe look like a practice, what parents sitting in the crowd, versus just family and friends playing pickup sports, what the difference kind of looks like, what equipment we allow on the fields. And so we try to train our staff to recognize the difference between you and your family just going to the park and playing baseball versus a organized team practice. And so we try to explain that to them so that they can stop those practices from happening. And so you go through the right avenues to book a practice. And so that we have the right reservation for liability purposes in our computer system in case that something does happen. And so we want to make sure that we are putting the right reservation in the system at the time. And so I hope that helps answer the question a little bit. We do have a field allocation process for groups wishing to get fields allocated, like Frontier Baseball and Little Leagues, girls softball, and things of that such. But we do want to make sure that the fields are being used for the right purpose when they're out there. So
Does the process also apply to, like, for example, soccer?
it is. So you are able to go out there and play soccer at the park. With you and your family decide that you just want to go out there and play soccer in a grass area, that's okay. But when you start bringing large goals and equipment, it becomes a safety issue. And so we've also talked to the staff about that. Little large cones, little small pop-ups, those are okay. But when you start bringing larger equipment that could fall over and cause or injure somebody, that's when we tell them that, I'm sorry, but you have to put that away. Or when you have kids going through drills, it looks like an organized practice. We do have those happening at the parks as well, and that involves liability, it involves insurance, and so we ask them to stop doing that. You can play at the park with your friends and family. You can't conduct an organized practice. A team practice is not allowed without insurance.
Anybody else?
Question. Follow up on her idea. If the family is doing what she says is doing, just practicing, and the staff stops them or say no, who do they file a complaint to?
Thank you for the question. So there is like a Rec 4 or a coordinator that should be in charge at the facility at the time that should be able to assess the situation. And they should be able to talk to them, and we can come to an understanding. And that sometimes we would ask the patron to put away some of their equipment, depending on what they're doing, so that it doesn't look like a practice or it just looks like family and friend use. And then at that point, a future reservation could be made, but just in the moment, we may ask them to clean up some of their equipment supplies so that you can continue to play, but not in the manner that they were playing at the moment.
I've got a question. So even if a parent goes out there, let's say he's got 2 boys, he goes out there, he puts some cones because he wants his kids to dribble through them. They can't do that because they got cones?
No, so that would be okay. We would just ask that he reduces the scope. and it just doesn't look as organized. And so it just depends on what it looks like at the moment and where they're at, and if it looks like a team practice. We obviously don't want instruction, but it's more meant for recreational use.
No, I just meant like two kids and a dad.
Yeah. So it's probably okay. It just depends on where they're doing it. We obviously don't want them right by the sidewalk. You know, there's all these different things. Like, it's based on the opinion of the staff that's there that's witnessing it. So I can't tell you right now, like, I'm absolutely going to kick this person or ask this person to leave. I'd have to see where they were doing it. You know, if they had goals by the sidewalk and they're shooting somewhere towards the sidewalk and patrons are walking, then of course I'm going to tell them, you know, could you please move your equipment? Could you please move to another area? So I think sometimes it just depends on what it looks like in the moment, and staff have to assess that situation. And then we can work with them next time to come up with a better situation, a better solution.
Okay.
I think, you know, it kind of, there is a distinction here. I mean, where if it's an organized team and, you know, hey, your street versus our street, then it becomes an issue. But then you go with your kids and your significant other or spouse, I guess it's okay then, you know, and as long as it's not like a, you know, a match or a game playing against two teams as such. So
I'm curious to know what the process looks like for organized teams to reserve field space. And so again, that's maybe not something that we need to discuss tonight, and maybe I can do a little research on my own to understand that process a little bit better. But I guess my question would be, can, like, for example, like a club soccer organization come and reserve fields here in the city of Cerritos like they do in other cities?
Yeah, thank you. So we do have a field allocation process that we do biannually during the summer, the fall and the spring. And community organizations have to go through an application process, just like any of our community organizations, whether it's a Boy Scout troop or a Girl Scout troop that's looking to reserve rooms. And so the only difference with the athletic groups is that they have to submit proof of liability insurance, and then they submit a request for field allocation. And then we allocate fields based on the number of residents that they have in their organization.
And what is the threshold for that?
So in order to be a B group, it's 25% Cerritos residents, and an A group is 51% Cerritos residents. And the number of hours per allocation period is based on the number of residents in their organization that we can verify.
Thank you.
Now, are there any other questions?
no,
Okay, then I guess our meeting has come to an end.
for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.